Hello everybody, BeMetalways here. Welcome to another weekly heavy metal album review. This week we are looking at AMON AMARTH, the Great Heathen Army, released by Metal Blade Records on August 5th, 2022. Now, of course, AMON AMARTH is a Swedish melodic death metal band formed in 1992. Their lyrics mostly deal with Viking mythology and history. Their first studio album, Once Sent from the Golden Hall, debuted in 1998. 5 more studio albums followed before the band saw its breakthrough with the 2008 album Twilight of the Thunder God, which was actually my first album as well. Other than a few changes, especially on the drums, the lineup has been stable since 1998, and also they have had a long partnership with Metal Blade from the beginning. The Great Heathen Army is their 12th studio album and features 9 songs in 43 minutes. It is one of their heavier albums. There are some dark and heavy songs that are really powerful and in your face. The songs are short and direct with simpler structures and easy choruses to remember. In that sense, there's less epicness and grandiosity than in some of the previous records. Get in the Ring opens the album as a powerful song with a catchy bridge that brings me back to the Twilight of the Thunder God album, actually. And there's a short guitar solo and a cool guitar work. It was also released in advance of the album as a video single. The title track follows, which starts with a groovy metal guitar riff, but it also is a dark song, especially when the verse starts and to the end. On the other hand, it's the shortest song on the album, and yet a lot of repetition in such a short 4 minutes, and after a couple of listens, I get a little bit fed up of this song already. Then another highlight for me is Saxons and Vikings, which is one of my favorite songs on the album. It deals with the same subject as the title track, but it also brings the Saxons perspective. And what's special about it is that they asked Saxon, the band, to be on the song, and Bill Byford is singing on it with Hag. And then Paul Quinn and Doug Scarratt doing the solo for the song. Beef wrote his own parts, and I think this worked very well. And of course, it's a different song from AMON AMARTH with these trading vocals with a traditional metal singer. Then I want to talk about Odin Owes You All, which is another one of my favorites. It's a heavy and yet catchy song, some more guitars on the spotlights, working to bring that epic feeling that is missing in most of the other songs. Another song that goes well with it is Dawn of Norsemen. This is the second longest song on the album and it's a bit more adventurous, featuring an acoustic guitar interlude followed by a very heavy bridge where Hag sings it very low and somber. The interesting thing is that this interlude and bridge are in between verse 2 and the chorus, giving the song a little bit of a more progressive structure. In contrast, Find a Way or Make One has quite a traditional metal vibe to it. There's even a very nice twin guitar riff. No wonder they made a very fun video for this one. It is certain a new live favorite, and it is catchy and uplifting. Skaggle Rides With Me has an interesting guitar work and a fun chorus that brings me back to the Versus the World era. And then The Serpent's Trail closes the album without adding much to it, in my opinion. As expected, we get a modern, clear and bright Andy Sneap production. The album artwork is quite unique for these guys, and for nowadays because it brings us back to early Manowar or Kiss, as we actually have a band picture on it, not something we see a lot these days. Now, if I'm being picky here, the songs are short and really focusing on the lyrics, which is not a problem in itself, but it does create some issues for me. One is repetition and recycling of ideas. The second, it is all becoming very simplistic. For example, there is a clear lack of guitar solos and even instrumental passages. The only ones are pretty much highlighted earlier. It's all very economical in a sense. My least favorite song, for example, is Heathen, which departs from the overall album feel by being a more fun, sing-along, happy metal song. Fun fact, it's probably my first song that I ever hear about a goat. Now, let's wrap up thing here. AMON AMARTH know what they're doing, and they are playing a safe hand with the Great Heathen Army. An album written to allow for touring, simple songs designed to be played live. Memorable and easy choruses will get stuck in your head, which is good for the short term, but it can be a problem as the album ages. The lyric content is, of course, as expected, obviously about Vikings and pretty much a lot of fun. Overall, not at all a bad album, but I was expecting much more from such a seasoned and talented group. In any case, still a good album, not great, but good, 79 out of 100, and it will certainly please many fans and allow us to hear some fun tracks live, hopefully as soon as possible. Thanks for being here, from listening, and BeMetalways!